Did you know that 78% of men don't approach women anymore?
Question for the men. Why is it that men nowadays don't approach women in public?
Serious question for my mans out there. Why are you guys not approaching women?
Guys, this is for 30-year-old women who are Christian and still single.
Okay, I have a question, and maybe this is a stupid question.
It has come to my attention that men do not want to approach women anymore.
Welcome to Masculine Dow, where we speak truth about leadership, love, and modern dating. No games, just growth.
Question for the men. Why is it that men nowadays don't approach women in public anymore? I feel like back in the day, it was so common for men to walk up to women, have a little conversation, maybe ask them out on a date. But nowadays, that does not seem to be a thing anymore. Why?
Back in the day, approaching a woman meant rejection or success. Today, it can mean being called creepy, blasted on social media, or accused of harassment.
Did you know that 78% of men don't approach women anymore? Here's why that's your advantage. Fear of rejection, fear of looking desperate or awkward, which means if you're the one guy who walks up, introduces himself, and can hold a conversation, you're not competing with anyone. So no, hot girls are not used to being approached. In fact, they are waiting on it. Comment approach for my comprehensive guide on how to master the cold approach like a natural.
78% of men don't approach anymore because society punished them for trying. Not because they're scared, but because it's not worth the risk. It is better when we stay away from you. Not is, guys.
Men stopped approaching you, and it's not because they're intimidated by your success. It's because of your energy. I used to wonder why good men never approached me. I blamed it on them being intimidated or not man enough. But when I finally got honest with myself, I realized the problem was me. But let's be real, sis. You're walking around with your walls up so high that men can sense your bitterness from across the room because your body language literally screams, "Don't try me."
Your face says, "Don't talk to me." Your energy says, "I hate men." And your mouth says, "Where are all the good guys?" Wake up, ladies. Things don't work like that.
You've been conditioned by modern feminism to see every man as a potential threat or disappointment. And trust me, that defensive energy is repelling the good ones. You're so busy trying to prove you don't need anyone that you've forgotten how to be approachable, and men can tell when you're closed off to receiving love. You complain that chivalry is dead, but when a man tries to open a door for you, you act like it's an insult to your independence. Men used to approach women who seemed warm, feminine, and receptive. Now you're giving off "I hate men" energy and wondering why they're not interested. The truth is, good men don't want to deal with someone who's already decided they're the enemy before even saying hello. Your energy is your first impression. If you're radiating anger and defensiveness, that's what you'll attract, or you'll attract nothing at all. If you want men to approach you, start by examining the energy you're putting out. Softness attracts, hardness repels.
Men didn't stop approaching because they're scared. They stopped because your energy says enemy, not welcome. We don't stay where we are not needed.
Serious question for my mans out there. Why are you guys not approaching women? What is that about? What is that about? I have seen so many hot guys lately, and we make eyes, we exchange the look, we have the look, and then there's nothing else. I'm like, are you gonna come approach me?
You say you make eye contact, but your energy still says, "Don't try me." And you expect us to make a move? That's impossible.
Hello? I don't want to be the one to approach you, okay? Because that's not my man's. My man's has, the balls that he has, and he's not afraid to come up to me and say something. Say hello. So if you're a man out there, you guys have balls for a reason. Use them. And don't be afraid to approach women because we don't want to do that, This is just a pro tip, okay? Chime in.
See, this right here is the problem. You say men have balls, use them. But you don't talk about what men face when they do. You love it when we are suffering.
This is a public service announcement for white men. It is okay to approach a Latina at the bar.
That part, yep.
It is okay to like a Latina. We are equals. We are pretty people. We are also equal to the blondes at the bar.
Even better.
Even better, maybe.
Approachability beats beauty every time. If a woman looks warm, she gets approached. If she looks hostile, she gets ignored. Simple.
I don't want to perhaps.
Don't quote me on it, but
Please, it is okay to approach a Latina at the bar. It is okay.
We will talk to you.
We will talk to you. It is okay. I promise. It is okay. Please approach us. We are all one. We are begging.
We're begging.
We're on our hands and knees. Please approach us.
I'm on my knees.
Like, what the fuck?
If you have to get on your knees and plead, that's not attraction, that's desperation. We approach women who look peaceful, not thirsty. Confidence attracts. Begging repels.
Why is it if you're out in public, right, and you see a girl, give them a little smile, why don't you just like start a conversation?
Quite frankly, one of the biggest reasons why a lot of men aren't even bothering to approach women anymore is because a lot of women out there have simply told them not to. It's as simple as that.
It's happened to me so many times, and I'm like, why are you guys not coming up to me? You obviously keep staring at me. We keep making eye contact. We keep giving each other little smirky smiles, so pull the trigger.
Eye contact isn't consent in 2026. It's a lawsuit waiting to happen. If you want men to pull the trigger, stop aiming at us with rejection and attitude. We are seeing everything.
Because honestly, most of them don't know that you want them to approach. Just smiling at a guy does not mean it's an open invitation for them to approach you. If you really want the guy's attention and to know that he's actually welcome to talk to you, try talking to him first.
I wish I had the balls to go up to them and be like, hey.
And that would solve quite a lot of those problems, wouldn't it? But unfortunately, a lot of women lack the fortitude to be able to make the first move, or they believe that it is the guy's role traditionally to make the first move. Either way, kind of stuck in an impasse, aren't we?
So I'm never gonna do the first move. So I'm wondering, why don't you guys ever do it?
Quite simply, it's because there's a group of women out there that's very vocal about expressing their opinions about how much they don't want men to approach women, and that's ruined dating for a lot of people.
You can't demand traditional courage while refusing modern accountability. If you want confidence, show invitation, not confusion.
Hey guys, this is for 30-year-old women who are Christian and still single. I'll start by saying this. I turned 30 last year. I'm going to be 31 this fall. I have never been asked out on a date in my life, and I mean that. Never. I've never been approached by a guy. I've never had a man show interest in me. And I would never have admitted to that a couple years ago. I was ashamed and embarrassed about that. I was like, oh, it's because I'm stupid maybe, or, you know, I'm not attractive, or all these things. Like, I thought it was a deficiency in me. But I have been hearing from other women the exact same thing, especially Christian women.
If no one approaches you in 30 years, it's not fate, it's signals. Men go where they feel welcomed, not where they feel tested.
Where it's like, you know, no one, you know, I'm 27, I'm 28, I've never been asked out. And so I think there's a problem on both sides. I think that women get blamed a lot, where people will say, you know, you hurt yourself in your 20s, and, you know, you cared about your career and you did all these things to keep men away from you. And I think I never did any of that stuff. And I know a lot of other women who didn't do that stuff. And they're just, men aren't asking women out, maybe. I don't know. I do put myself out there, and I know other women who put themselves out there. You know, we'll get all cute. We'll go to the tea shops. We're very open to having conversations with strangers. And, you know, we do a lot of things in hopes that someone will just walk up to us and say, hey, you know, here's my number or whatever. However that works, I don't know.
Men aren't scared. They're cautious. You say you're open, but men see cameras, judgment, and rejection waiting for them. Going to tea shops and hoping a man reads your mind isn't putting yourself out there. Get serious, oldie.
Okay, I have a question, and maybe this is a stupid question, but that hasn't stopped me in the past from asking my questions. my question here. You know, my brother was telling me about how in the gym, guys don't really approach girls, which, good. Don't approach me. Don't talk to me. Thank you.
You can't say, don't approach me, don't talk to me, and then be confused why no one does. The gym is for focus, not flirting. Men would rather protect their peace than risk being labeled a creep for saying hello.
But so then, I was like, if we're supposed to approach guys, how do you know when a guy wants to be approached by a girl? You know, like, because girls will give like the little ojitos, we'll give little signs, but you know, it'll be like we'll keep looking back. They're like, ah. But how do you know? Like, if you're a guy and you saw a pretty girl and you wanted her to talk to you because you don't want to talk to her, what do you do? Please let me know. That's what I'm curious about. Thank you.
You can't say, don't approach me, don't talk to me, and then be confused why no one does. The gym is for focus, not flirting. Men would rather protect their peace than risk being labeled a creep for saying hello.
It has come to my attention that men do not want to approach women anymore. I don't know when this happened, but this is the reality of the situation. And I also realize that nobody wants to be on dating apps anymore. I think this summer is about to be feral girl summer. Like, I feel like we are finally going to connect with one another, and we are finally going to get off the apps, and we are finally going to flirt with one another. However, we have an issue at hand. Men don't want to approach women at bars. So it's like, how do we start conversation?
Men didn't stop approaching women because they lost confidence. Men stopped because women changed the environment. You want to lead everything. That's impossible.
Luckily, one of my favorite gifts in life is asking weird questions to people. So I started taking myself out to bars. I'm going out with girlfriends and I'm trying to make conversation with guys at bars. And I have one question that I have been asking that is working. My favorite question to ask, I ask this on first dates too. I always ask people, if I could give you a private jet right now that could take you anywhere in the world, where would you go? And this brings up so many good conversations. If a guy says Italy, I'm already imagining our honeymoon there. But seriously, use this one next time you're out. And I just feel like this is about to be an amazing summer, and I am so excited for it.
See, this is what happens when women finally start the conversation. It works. Men didn't disappear. We just got tired of always making the first move and getting labeled creepy. If you bring good energy, men will meet you there. Connection is simple when both sides participate.
We need to talk about the number one thing that I hear from women, and it almost comes up in every consultation that I have. Why don't men approach me? Followed by, I've been told that I'm intimidating or that men are intimidated by me. I'm going to tell you something that might surprise you. In most cases, that is not what is going on. Here is what actually is happening. Men today are navigating in a totally different dating world. They're trying to be respectful. They don't want to come off as creepy. They don't want to interrupt you. They don't know if you're single or taken. They're terrified that they might end up as content, like here on TikTok. So what do?
Men aren't intimidated. We are cautious. One wrong move and you're labeled creepy or blasted on social media. So instead of risking their peace and reputation, they mind their business. Respect isn't killing attraction. Fear of consequences is. Leave us in peace.
They usually hang back. And here's the other piece that women don't realize. Men need very clear, obvious signals that she's giving to him in order to have him approach. Not one signal, not two signals, 7 signals. Because neutral reads as a no. Polite reads as a no. Just a quick glance or a quick smile, that just one time still reads as a no. Women will be like, well, I looked at him or I smiled at him, but still at one time, he's not registering it. And online, I give the same advice. Women get online and they just sit and wait. So many women are like, well, I'm not going to say something first. I'm not going to be the person that's going to start the conversation. Even though they've matched, women still sit back and wait for him to make the first move. He still doesn't know whether or not she's open to having a conversation. Nudging and giving signals does not mean that you're chasing him. You're just literally letting him know it's safe, it's okay. And here's the part that always lands. Being approachable doesn't mean that you are dimming your strength.
Facts. Men don't read hints anymore because hints get men in trouble. One smile means nothing in today's world. Neutral feels like rejection. If you want to be approached, make it clear and safe. That's not chasing, that's communication. Strength without warmth just looks closed off.
Reasons men will not approach you. If you go out and men rarely approach you, you're doing it right. Contrary to what you might think, if you go out and you are constantly approached, you need to do the hokey pokey and turn your ass back around. Men do not approach what they feel they will be rejected by and what they feel they cannot afford. It's not your resting bitch face, it's the fact that they know they cannot afford you. If you're feeling discouraged when you go out because men do not approach you, I'm here to tell you, you're doing all the right things. The point is not to get approached by every man, the point is to get approached by the right type of
man. Men don't avoid you because they can't afford you. They avoid what feels hostile, risky, or unwelcoming. High value isn't being untouchable, it's being approachable with standards.
Man. And if you're sitting there thinking, I could really give two flying Fs what men think, then this video obviously isn't for you. But let's not shame the women who are wondering why men aren't approaching them. Whether you want to believe it or not, a man will look at you and within the first 5 seconds know if he's going to approach you. He will do a full up and down, seeing, am I attracted to this woman and can I afford her? If the answer to either of those is no, he's not going to approach you. And if you're sitting there thinking, I'm always approached, oh my God, you look cheap, you look easy, and you look like you're going to say yes no matter what the hell they do. Getting approached by every man at the bar, club, or venue is not a good thing. One is better than all. Always. None, in my opinion, but if you want it, I love you.
Facts. Getting approached by every man isn't a flex, it just means your signal says low resistance. Men choose who to approach based on energy, not just looks. One quality approach beats 10 random ones. You, Garrett.
If you go out and you are receiving non-stop attention, you need to go home and change. You look cheap and you look easy. I'm gonna tell you the most counterintuitive thing you've ever heard. And I know, it makes no sense. But hear me out. When you do go out with friends or on dates or whatever the case may be, and barely any men come up to you, few, once in a while, whatever, that's how you know you did it right. You need to look expensive.
Truth is, nonstop attention usually means you're sending the wrong signal. Men don't approach what feels cheap or chaotic long term. When only a few confident men step up, that means your presence says value, not availability.
You need to look like, if you are going to approach me, am I in your price range? Because this hoo-ha ain't cheap. And here's a tip to do it. Pick one asset and show that. So it's either your boobs, your butt, your legs, your back. Show no more than that. Men like a little mystery. If you show everything, what do they need you for? They can see every little curve on your body. They've seen it. What's to do? Pick one body part and accentuate that. So if you go out and you're feeling so good and every man at that bar is hitting on you, girl, go home. Nothing good will come of it. And the men who do hit on you are trash. You look easy as fuck. I know that's harsh, but mommy's here to help you. I love you.
Men don't chase what's overexposed. Attraction is about mystery and self-respect. When a woman presents herself with class and confidence, only serious men step up. It's not about showing less skin. It's about signaling value, boundaries, and standards.